Hey everyone, welcome back to Quick Shifts. My name is Jason and we're back again today with our Ram TRX, and today we're here with Mangoal. They've produced a high definition dash cam that fits the OEM factory look, and it looks like it belongs and should have come with the vehicle. It should be an easy connect and hookup and easy use with an app based on our phone. So let's take a second, take the box inside, unbox it, look at what it comes with, talk a little bit more about it, and then get it installed and test this sucker out. All right, everyone, so here we are with the Mangoal kit. It's a nice little box. Obviously, this is made in China, but looks pretty nice, nice packaging. Let's go ahead and tear this open. Now, I'm opening this for the first time with you guys, so we're gonna find out exactly what's in here together. Get that packaging off. Looks like this is gonna slide out. We'll place that over there for now. Gonna get some rust on this beautiful white box. Stainless steel table is doing a little bit of rusting. Not so stainless. All right, looks like we get a nice set of instructions, how to download and run the app. QR code on the back to download the app. Get into that a little bit later. Looks like we have the secondary camera that came with this kit. So we can face this either into the cab, or we can use this extra wire to run it to the back of the vehicle and have it be a reverse rear cam, rear facing camera. Looks like we got some instructions here, a couple of zip ties, pry tool that we'll need to pop the tool off, the Y connector, and some spare parts. And if you guys can see that, there's actually a 128 gig memory card in this package. Now, I do believe that this unit can support up to just over 200 gigabyte drive. And this looks like it's the main unit here. Nicely packaged and some molded packaging to keep it safe. We'll pull this out and set it to the side. And this is the main unit with the camera facing to the front. And if you guys notice here, what we'll end up having to do is pull this down off of the stock unit and then prying it out so we can actually take a look at this unit here, and we can see the locations for those pins that we're going to have to pry off of the stock unit that's in the car today, or the truck today. These are all nicely labeled. This is the wire for the rear cam. This is the GPS optional wiring. And then this will be our power cord here. So very simple setup. We'll pop the old unit down, pop this one up. Make sure we remove this covering on the camera case or on the lens, and we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get our pry bar out, our Y connector, and let's get our memory card here so we don't forget to do that. Make sure that we take our memory card, and the memory card will go right here on the side slot. You guys can see that. And we'll just go ahead and pop that in right now so we don't forget to do it later. Got our nice little memory card. Take the unit, and it's showing us which way to face it. And it clicks right in there. Very satisfying little click to let you know it's in there. This looks like it's got 2-button unit, a power unit, and a save button. And then looks like there'll be some lights here that'll let us know when the unit is on and functioning. So let's take it over to the car, take our Y connector, and go ahead and get this installed. All right guys, so first we're going to get the stock unit off. There we go. Takes a little doing. Out with the old. Next we got to find where we're going to connect this Y pin. So we need to make sure that we disconnect the appropriate wire. Plug in the Y pin and then re-plug it into the harness. And then that leaves our single pin there. And again, I'm going to make sure I take this cap off the lens before I reinstall this unit back in. And in my case, I'm going to have this rear view camera hanging out because I'm going to make it a cabin camera. So now I want to plug in to my harness. Nice and easy. And then reinstall the casing back in the factory location. And then I'll have to decide where I want to or how I want to mount this camera. But that's basically it, guys. That's the install. Alright guys, so first we went into our app store here in the background and put in Skycam, found the app, downloaded it, now we opened it. Now it wants us to connect with the camera. So in order for us to do that, obviously we've got it installed, and I have not installed the second camera yet. I haven't put it in its final location because I want to open the app and see where this camera is facing before I finally mount it, so I have it in the spot I want it to be in. So first we're going to go ahead and sync this up. So to do that, I've got to go ahead and start the car. You heard the camera chime on. And it just talked to us. So now we're going to follow these on-screen instructions. It tells us to connect with Wi-Fi. So we're going to enter the generic password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and hit enter. It says it was unable to join. So we'll try this again. So on the second try, it did accept it, and now we are signed in. So now we'll go back to the app. And we'll allow it to find that. To add camera. And now it's connected to the camera. So now we can see what the camera is seeing out the front window. So first things we want to do is format the SD card. So obviously you can change speaker volume, image resolution, Video resolution, you can change that setting in here. You can change it to loop recording. We can timestamp, WDR, exposure compensation. We can put collision sensing on, parking monitor. But if we want the parking monitor, we'll have to do a more permanent installation and have a dedicated power source, which we don't today. So we'll leave the parking monitor off. And you can change the password, obviously, and formatting and all those things. So we want to format. So now it's successfully formatted. And our settings should be good to go. So we can switch between capturing a picture and actually capturing video. We can click on our camera files and it'll show us all of the camera files that we have here. And it's even using the reverse cameras. You can see here, it's taking pictures of me making this video. So now I'm going to go ahead and use the camera function here. And I believe if I touch this, now we've got a big screen on it. I want to see how I switch the cameras. So that makes it record. There we go. That'll switch it over to the reverse camera. And that would put me upside down. That puts me right side up. So I want to make sure that my camera is facing that way. And then I'll go ahead and get this mounted somewhere in the cab. Alright guys, so after a little bit of fiddling around, this location here is where I want to keep the camera for now, until I figure out something different. So now I need to put the final piece of the case back up here. Make sure this wire tucks up in so it doesn't hang out, because I don't want it hanging around if I don't have to have it there. And to give you guys an idea of what that looks like, you guys can see the view that I have from that camera, which gives me full view of my passenger over here and myself sitting here. So we'll get this wrapped up here by putting in that final piece, this piece here. And I don't know if I can do this with two hands, but if you look at this back, it kind of clicks down and in. But I'll go ahead and try and get that in here. Alright, I think we got it safely installed. Here we got our camera facing backwards. And we can switch it to facing forwards. You guys can see the view there. So now we'll go ahead and start test driving with this thing and see how we like it. But as you can see from back here, if I move this tablet, it has little to no obstruction of the driver's view, which is exactly what we wanted. It's like OEM with the exception of the rear facing camera sticking out because of where I located it. But again, they bring you all that cable, so you could run that up through here, all the way along the pillar, and place it back here if you wanted to. But for my use purposes, I want to leave it right here. So let's go do some test driving and download some of the video and see how it looks. Alright guys, so we're back in the TRX with the installed unit, and right now I am filming on my iPhone. So you guys can have a comparison of what my iPhone looks like and what it sounds like through the DJI mic, as comparison to what it sounds like through the mic and the camera for the inside camera or the rear facing camera on the Mangoal. So you guys can have a side-by-side comparison of these two. So now I'll switch over, and this is the camera on the rear facing camera and the mic from the Mangoal unit. So you guys can clearly see the differences between the video and the sound from that mic, and see those side by side. So now we'll switch back. So now you guys have a front-facing view from my iPhone, shooting that picture, and again I'm on the DJI mic, so you guys can see what the camera view is from my iPhone, and then we'll switch over. Now you can see the front-facing view from the Mangoal camera that's installed on the TRX. So you can see the actual live footage during the day of that front-facing camera installed with the Mangoal unit. This is a 4K camera, and this is the mic from that unit. Alright everyone, so I also wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you are using the camera at night. So right now this is my iPhone that you're looking at me on, and I will switch this over to the Mangoal unit, the dash cam unit with the 4K, and you guys will be able to hear what it sounds like through the mic again and see what it looks like at nighttime. So I'm going to be pulling out of this parking deck, which will make it a dark picture, and then we will switch on over to this other camera, the dash cam camera, and you guys will be able to see what that looks like. So now we're gonna switch on over. So right now you are hearing me through the Mangoal dash cam, and you are looking at me through the interior camera, or the rear facing camera. And so you guys can see what that looks like at night when you're driving at nighttime. And I'll be honest, the lighting out here is not the greatest. So we'll switch over to the front facing camera now. So now you guys are viewing and listening to me through the front facing camera. It would be the same mic, so the sound should be exactly the same, but you are viewing it through the front facing camera on the dash cam from Mangoal. So this is a 4K camera, and you can see what that looks like from that camera at nighttime with just street lights and the lights on the vehicle. So that can give you a sense of the quality of this camera at nighttime. Hopefully it turns out pretty good, but we'll take a look, and I'll take a look obviously at the footage, and I'll give you guys my feedback on that. But this is nighttime vision through the Mangoal. So let's switch on back over and do a review of the product. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you've been watching, you watched us introduce the Mangoal high definition dash cam. It's an OEM style, looks like it belongs in the vehicle, like it would have come in the vehicle installed, and not like an add-on in the second little box hanging out there. It actually fits right into the mirror assembly here. I don't know if you guys can see it through the windshield, but it's easy to install relatively. One little part there, putting that last flap in there, was a little difficult for me. It took me several minutes to get it lined up just how I want it, with that cord coming out for the rear facing camera. But again, it's high definition, 2160p 4K for the front facing camera, and for the rear facing camera it's 1080p. The camera looks really well. If you guys saw that in the video, really good pictures, especially that front facing camera. I think it really does a great job with that. The sound is but it's a dash cam. You're not creating content with it. You just want to record what happens if something happens while you're driving the vehicle, so you have that evidence if you should have to call on that. So all in all, I think this thing is great. It did an excellent job. I was really blown away by how well it did at night without any add-ons. It's just a good camera, and it does a good job. So thumbs up to this one. I really like it. I'll have a link down in the description below, and I'll also, if I can get Mangoal to give me a discount for you guys, I'll have that in the description down below too. But thanks for watching. Let me know what else you guys want to see. If there's any other information you want on this, drop those down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer your questions, as I always do. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.